It's content. It is Saturday evening, not quite night for me, um, but we're running a little earlier than usual. Earlier than the earlier usual. I've been doing. A lot of people are on the East Coast that I'm talking to, and so it's a lot of hour earliers, and this is an hour earlier than our usual hour earlier. But we're here with Mark, who is, you might know him as Dr. Mask on X and through his comic campaign on Fund My Comic. As you said, we were just talking Kickstarter as well, but you're not sure what's going on with that, if it's still um,
Yeah, I don't
going.
think we can actually back it, but yeah, there.
But yeah, we do. I did pin the link in the chat and in the description. So if anyone wants to go take a look at that, we're gonna take a look here at the trailer in a little bit. Then we're gonna talk about comics with our with I got a thing. Where is it? With comic book high-fi. Yeah, there it is. Um, and we're gonna just have a good time, chill, relax, talk to you guys. And which we already have a couple people in the chat. We got Cole King
Cool.
dropping by to say hey,
I
and
watch Cole
Fabrizio,
show.
who says apparently
Fabrizio.
means he's still awake, which is good. um, but first things first, like we were just talking just before we clicked the start button about just our week and things that have been going on, and uh, I had went and seen the Project Hail Mary today, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Um, I I didn't wasn't expecting anything from it. I just kind of went in blind. I know that some people were like, this is a great movie. And it's been a while since I've seen a movie with my wife in the theater. And no, actually, it hasn't. The last one we saw was her choice, and it was Wuthering Heights, and I hated it. I hated it. Um, but so we went and saw it, and yeah, it's a solid movie. Heroism, friendship, self-sacrifice, like just solid themes throughout. My only gripe with it is that the color grading is the same flat color grading as everything is nowadays.
No.
And so that's just a little thing, but other than that, no, I'd recommend seeing it. It's really good.
Well, I before you got to the negative part, it all sounded quite unlike Hollywood, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah, it does. It really was. It was. I mean, I think it's not quite as action packed as like a Hollywood blockbuster. You typically expect your Independence Days or whatever. Um, but I think it could have been a big summer. If they released it midsummer, I think they might have. But I don't know what else is coming out this summer, so who knows? They know better than I do with their release schedule. A Spider-Man or something's coming out.
Yeah, yeah, someday, yeah.
Yeah, which have you seen the trailer for that?
Uh, I think I did, but I
Yeah.
just don't care anymore. I'm like, uh, especially this. I mean, why would you base a movie on what some people find like the most hated storyline in comics? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you that I saw the trailer, like on YouTube or whatever, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, seeing it on the big screen made me not want to see it.
Yeah, wow.
It really did like highlight that Disney, like I said was saying earlier, like the flat feel of these movies where there's no depth, there's no um your point of view, your focus is never really clear, or so yeah, it was just kind of
S-
I'm not interested.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning that I think it was a friend of mine. He was saying that like he watched a movie and there's no depth, like you said, and like the the thing a mile away is in focus, and the thing in front of you is in focus.
Mhm.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So yeah, well, not too excited about that one. But and then I don't know if you have gotten around to this one. I just got a comic this week, which I'm very excited about, which is Dime Store Detective. I don't know if you've
Nice.
gotten around to any of those from oh, what's his name? He does Alpha Dogs and one other one. Space Cruising is his other series. But
They all sound familiar, and I can't think of who.
yeah. um, but oh, I heard a
There we go.
noise.
I hear you.
Oh,
There we go.
something happened, but that's okay.
That was odd.
um, yeah, and like I said earlier, there was something else I wanted to talk about that was happening. And I don't remember what it is. So unless you got other things that you
This
wanted
is
to,
the only. This is the only new thing I got. Really,
oh, it's a,
it's a. It's a re. It's a whatever. A
nice,
remake. Remake of Batman #5. It's a foil cover.
nice. Yeah, yeah,
It
we're
was at
gonna
nine
touch
point
on
eight.
some of that early Batman stuff tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. That it was $20. I'm like, I don't. I don't usually buy that type of stuff, but I'm like,
Mhm.
$20. It's graded. Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
nice. But yeah, no, let's well, first thing we'll do is we'll, like I said, we'll touch on your trailer. We'll hit on that, and before we even do that, um, remind people again where they can find your book, and then we'll watch the trailer real quick while I
Yeah.
set this up.
Um. Yeah. Like I said before, I think the Kickstarter is done. I think I set it up for late pledges, but I'm not sure how it works. So, but Fund My Comic is in storefront mode. You can pick up a digital copy. You can pick up a regular copy. And you can also pick up T-shirts until the end of the day, Monday. I'm taking the T-shirts down. I've got the uh, the cards already for the campaign are here, and yeah, we've got the printer order going in this week for the cover A and B, and we're rolling. So I'll be fulfilling hopefully within the month or so.
Sounds good. All right, let's check this out real quick. Hopefully the sound's not crazy, and we'll see what happens. Whose laugh was that at the end? Is that you?
No, no, it's just I don't
Oh,
know. I'd have to.
okay.
Pedro Ang did the trailer, so I'd have to ask him. But I asked for something that was kind of like Vincent Price, and he's like, "Well, obviously I can't get Vincent Price because you'll get in trouble." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Mm.
what he came up with. So yeah, that's cool.
Uh-oh. Well, first we got Radio Stories Now saying hi. Hello.
Oh.
How are you tonight? And then Cole said no audio. So,
It was low, but I didn't
oops.
know if it was a stream restream thing or not, the audio on the trailer.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll
We'll get it again.
redo that later. Yeah, we'll do that later and see how it goes. Um, but a question I did have though, what's your history with Edgar Allan Poe, and where did that where did it come from?
Um, I mean, I was introduced to it in school, and then I
Hmm.
just it's an author that I just read and reread, and I have for most of my life, you know. And
Yeah.
then when I had kind of created this online persona of Dr. Mask, um, who I wanted to create a character that was inspired by Poe. Um, and then when I'm like, oh, I could do a comic, and I'm like, well, let's do it using some of Poe's, you know, his um, creations and
Yeah.
his stories.
Mhm.
So that's how I ended up with that. But yeah, it's just something I've loved my whole life. So
Was it like an instant thing? Okay, first, what was the introductory like piece of work that the school had you
I
looking at?
think it was either the Telltale Heart or the Black Cat, one or the other. You know.
Yeah, Telltale Heart was mine, and like that, and not even the whole of the Raven, just like bits and pieces in pop
Yeah,
culture,
yeah,
um, were like my
yeah.
limits. So, but yeah, we'll get back into talking more about Edgar Allan Poe, your Kickstarter, and horror poetry and stuff
Sounds great.
here in a little bit. But first, tonight we have as if you've watched the stream before, you know that I ask my guests to supply me with um, one of three things: uh, five comics that have inspired them in some way that they enjoyed, five songs that mean something to them. I don't mean like, oh, my favorite song, this song's awesome, you should hear this song, but like songs that have meaning in your life. And then the third is five movies, because the chances of me not seeing one of them are very, very high. Um, and uh, Mark supplied me with songs and comics.
And
And we decided to go with comics this
I think I
time.
gave you movies too,
And
didn't I? I don't know.
um, maybe it's
I don't know. I
possible.
got at first I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and the next thing you know, I'm like, I can't stop. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You might have done movies too, because I got a bunch of them recently, so I'm like trying to remember whose is whose. But and the way it works is, we pick one, we decide which we're gonna do, and hopefully, if the guest has a good enough time, I can wrangle him back, and we'll do another category, and just kind of go through them. But tonight, as saw earlier, we're going with comic book high five. I wish I had high five sounds.
That's all like I
But
posted earlier on X, but that's all I could think of was Putty from Seinfeld. High five.
yeah. And we got I forget how many did I say we got. Let me look at the thing, but we're gonna start with these. I got 78 slides tonight. So your first choice was this famous first edition Batman comic.
Yeah,
Oh, you got it right there.
it's funny. I
Nice.
just within the last couple of months purchased this um because I didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
but but yeah, this was an early book that I had, probably I don't know how old I was, maybe like when did it I don't know when it came out. Um sorry,
No
I just
worries.
see I just see 1940, which is not right.
So it probably probably wasn't.
Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. 1975. So yeah, it was probably around that time or maybe a year or so after that that I got this book. And I don't think it was my introduction to Batman, but it was definitely a big introduction to Batman. You know, like I love this book, and the Joker in it just he just freaked me out. So
Yeah, I got some there's some pictures in here, yeah, but, uh, before we even move on to that, what how did you get introduced into comics? What was your you know, dipped your toe into that
yeah,
stuff?
I always hear that question. What was the first thing what was your first comic?
Mhm.
And I really have no idea. It's something
Mm,
that
okay.
I always had around. My mom, for
Mhm.
whatever reason, knew I liked comics, and I always had comics. Stacks of
Yeah.
comics. Whenever she would go out, or especially like garage sales and stuff. If she found a box full of comics somewhere for a cheap price, she would pick them up for me and bring them home, and I'd get introduced to all anything and everything from Richie Rich and Archie all the way through you know I remember getting a nice good long run of Warlord one time from a garage sale, so lots of awesome stuff. She took care of me when it came to comics for sure.
Nice. Fabrizio says, Batman's unrecognizable without his spiked shoulder pads and teeny tiny head.
And that black splotch, that's definitely not a bat.
Yeah. But so this is basically just like a reprint of a few different, not just Batman #1, but there's a few different comics as well as like I don't know if I might have gotten some of the ads in here because there's even ads in this, right?
Maybe.
Like, right, I think the very first page that I saw when I was looking for stuff was an
Oh,
ad
yeah.
for
Yeah, it's the G-Man,
that was the one, yeah,
Junior G-Man or whatever the heck it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you read through this and stuff then when you were a kid? You
Yeah,
just
I just kept
and
I mean, it was a lot of things back then because, yeah, I had always had comics around me, but it wasn't like
Mhm.
it isn't like my life now where I have more comics than I can possibly read. So,
Yeah.
so you would constantly go back, and I didn't have a lot going on at home either. It was like, I I for a long time we had very little TV, um,
Mhm.
and so I was either outside playing. If I was inside, I was probably reading comic books or playing board games or something like that. So yeah, I
Mhm.
did reread a lot of things over and over again.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if that statement you said like that look at that.
I
That
know
is
it.
just a I mean, what a great picture, like, creepy, skinny arms, but, that, thing you just said about, we didn't have a lot of TV, and so I was outside playing. I don't know how many kids nowadays would know what
No,
that's like saying you used a rotary phone, you know?
no. What play? Who plays outside?
Yeah, surprisingly, the neighborhood I live in, there are it's, uh, I live in Boise, Idaho,
Okay.
and I've lived in a few different places here in the city and in the valley that we're in, and, this is the first real neighborhood where kids are outside if there's no school there, you see them riding their bikes up and
Nice.
down. We got a community pool like a block away. You can hear them screaming and having fun. And it's really refreshing. It's really
That's
nice.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was my life, man. It was like get up, and this picture here, man. Look at that.
Some of these that are in here,
That's nightmare fuel
and
right there.
yeah, yeah, but in this whole, like, all these pictures that I picked, some of them I'm like, "Man, they're missing an opportunity for a T-shirt here. This is rad." But
I hold the winning card. Yeah. That's crazy stuff.
Also within here, there are, a few short one-page, comic strips, I've which I've never heard of. Um,
Outside of this, I don't think so either.
so these ones didn't, cause you to do the same kind of like, "Oh, I want more of these," huh?
No, I think if my mom had come home with a Ginger Snap comic, though, I would have read it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I like that the wimpy, rotund, wimpy looking guy in Ginger Snaps comic is just doing his W.C. Fields. It's exactly how W.C. Fields talks.
Yeah,
So.
chocolate sodies. Yeah.
Were there, as far as man, was it three, maybe four stories in this book? Was there one that particularly you enjoyed more than the others?
I think the Joker one is the one that sticks with me the most over the years. You know, like I said, I haven't had this book in uh probably, I don't even know, like 20, 25 years. I haven't had it up until a couple of months ago. I didn't even have this book anymore. Um, you know, um, one of the things that sticks out in my head with this book too is that at one point something happened where I either left this book somewhere I wasn't supposed to,
Mhm.
and my dad took it away from me,
Mhm.
and he hid it, and I was so upset about it, that he had taken that book, and we had like this old, it was one of those old antique ice boxes.
Mhm.
It was sitting out behind our house, and he had stuck it in that old ice box, you know, and it wasn't working or anything. It was just an old ice box.
Yeah.
So one day I just happened to look in there and I found it. So I took it and then I hit it, so I did get it back, but then you get to be a teenager, you need money, and then you sell off your comic books like a fool. So
Yeah, that reminds me of a story of my own. Let me tell you about the one fight I almost got in. I've never really been in a fight, okay? And mostly because I don't know, I'm just a lovable guy, I guess, I don't know. But, uh, boy, 7th grade, I believe, and I had just really started getting into comics, right? And, I had 3 comics in my binder. They were, I had gotten the plastic, sleeve or whatever
yep.
and poked 3 holes in it so they would hold and slid the comics in, and, I was in homeroom class, and I finished my schoolwork, my work. There was, nothing else to do, so I open up, and one of them was a Three Stooges comic, and I just started flipping through this Three Stooges comic, and the teacher comes and reprimands me and takes my comics from me. And she sticks them. I see where she sticks them in the middle drawer of her desk. And I got steamed, man. I was so mad. So I go out like a little bit later. I'm stewing on it, and I think the next class is maybe the one after, but it's PE, and we're going out. We're meeting outside, and when you go out into the yard, there's squares with numbers on them. That's where you sit. And I'm sitting there and I'm just steaming. And a kid who's basically a friend, we weren't close friends, but basically a friend. But he comes up and he's the kind of guy who like flicks ears and stuff like that. So he comes up and he like flicks my ear. And that was it. Like I was done. Like I was so mad from the from the comic books being taken away from me that I got up and I started like, like, what's your problem, dude? And he got heated and we start pushing and he starts kicking at me, kicking at like my shins. And my first thought was like, oh, if you want to kick, let's kick. And so I take one big step. I'm going to take this big kick, right? The one puddle of water in the entire yard is the where I stepped, slipped, landed on that puddle on my butt, wet butt, everything. I got up, tears in my eyes, and said, "It's not worth it." And I cried and walked home. So
You're like, this fighting thing isn't for me.
yeah, yeah. So never got into one. That was the closest I ever got.
I
But
uh I have a story too about there. I don't remember how it actually. I mean, I know what it was about, but I don't know exactly what the story was. But
mhm,
it was me and a friend on the bus. We got in a fight over what if Phoenix had died. Like both of us like claimed that it was ours, and we got into a fist fight on the bus, over over what if the Phoenix had died, and and then yeah, later on we went on to start our own comic dealer
Hmm.
business, so together, so
Yeah, oh, yeah, I forgot. My story has a little bit of a postscript too. Apparently, I told some people, "Hey, the teacher took my comics." And when I went back the next day, she said I could have them. She went into her drawer. Someone stole them out of her
oh
drawer.
no, oh no way.
Yeah. So
This is on you, teacher. You took them.
I just assumed that that Three Stooges comic is probably worth millions now. But
Oh man.
so yeah, so then yeah, there's a Robin story in here. That's a T-shirt right there. That's an
Yeah.
amazing T-shirt. But there's a Robin story. There's a Return of the Joker story. But all in all, yeah, that's
Oh,
the second one. What you got? You got something else in there you wanted to show?
no, I don't. Well, there was Catwoman too, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a Catwoman.
Yeah.
Because I with the upcoming Nightfall stuff, I went through a lot of Batman stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. You know what? It looks like Catwoman, but I don't. It's like she has no costume.
let me see if I can make this bigger.
I don't want to throw you off.
No worries. Oh yeah.
Quiet or Papa Spank. Stuff you could get away with back then.
So your second one, Kiss. What's I can't read what it says at the top because it's my numbers are
Marvel.
blocking it. For
It's a Marvel Super Special.
That's right, Marvel Super Special Kiss. And Kiss was also in your music suggestion, so I'm assuming Kiss is something that means something to you.
Yeah, it's big. And if Fabrizio's still in the chat, he's he's a big Kiss fan too.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, this one it would probably be the first one if I had gotten it at the time, but I didn't get the first one until
Mhm.
years later after it had come out. But this one I got early on, and it was that's right. uh, and you know, I talk about this stuff sometimes where I don't I I look back on my life and I can't understand how intertwined everything is. It's like, as a a kid, I would listen to my mom's like Beatles and Elvis and 50s stuff. And then I slowly moved into, we would listen to the radio and stuff. And but a friend of mine introduced me to Kiss, and after that, I was just like, "Oh my god, this is superheroes, but in music," and I was just blown away, and I became a huge Kiss fan. And then as it comes back years later, they do this comic, and I'm like, "Oh my god," it's just blowing my mind. It's like
Yeah.
now my superhero band is now in a comic. So and I just yeah, this is what I read and reread, and just
There's
awesome,
some
awesome stuff.
also good, some great classic lines in this comic as well. We'll get to one here in a minute, but uh, um, oh, let me go back and see if this is the one. Oh boy, I wish I could zoom. I don't know how to
John
zoom in
Romita
those.
though,
Yeah, John Romita is junior, is what it
Junior,
says,
yeah, yeah,
which is I wouldn't have, from what he does nowadays, super recognizable. I wouldn't
yeah.
have guessed.
He started out as kind of a clone of his dad, so
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, they apparently get their powers from this place called
kids.
Kish.
Who knew? I,
And
I'm wondering when the Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park movie came out. as compared to when this comic came out, because there's definitely similarities in them,
Mm, yeah,
as far as their powers and stuff.
I'd have to. I feel like when you get your makeup and character set, you pretty much like know what you want to put out there. So look, whatever they're gonna do, it's like I think they already had that planned out. But
Mm.
um, yeah, his I don't remember this wizard's name, but um,
Yeah, I've forgotten too. It's been a while since I read this one.
he's got plans to absorb energy, emotion as
Yep.
a power source from music concerts throughout rock concerts specifically throughout the ages. And you got these mild mannered boys up here in the top corner eating ice cream. Uh, and then just when they're about to get in some trouble with some neighborhood toughs, they get called to action by
Yep.
a guy with very short shorts.
I
Um,
would love to know the origin of this character, you know?
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
random.
His name's he's a gypsy named Dizzy.
Yep.
So kind of a George Carlin kind of
Yep.
look going on.
Yeah.
Um, but with
He
yeah,
said, "We're out of here."
yeah, um, yeah, just the make the whole, like you said, this is superheroes and music, and just the opportunity to I'm sure they were just so excited to have something like this happen,
Yeah. Yeah, and the this one here, "I believe my heightened perceptions are equal to the task, Curly, hop aboard." And I believe Ace actually used to call people Curly. I
Really?
don't know.
'Cause
Fabrizio uh, can correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, I when I was reading, this is the one I did read through completely. Besides a couple of them that I had, or one or two that I read previously, but
right.
uh, yeah, him calling everyone curly, I was like, it actually got me confused because I thought he meant like one specific guy.
Everybody was, yeah.
Yes.
It was like his dude, you know? "Hey, dude," you know?
Yeah, yeah. Let's say Fabrizio says he remembers him saying that in an interview at least.
Yeah.
The bad guy, in order to distract them while he's running from concert to concert, empowers these bikers, and then this is like a showcase of each of their powers. Is this next fight sequence as
We
they like? Come on, how cool is that picture?
I probably I I wonder how many times I just looked at this top panel. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just so amazing, you know?
Yeah. The the part of this story, storyline in this issue is them kind of um like the first issue was them getting their power, and this is them kind of coming into and growing more into their alter egos, and turns out that's their true alter ego, who they really are.
Right, right.
um, I also like that Gene Simmons, his speech patterns when he's this version of Gene Simmons is um very theatrical and kind of not quite like Etrigan the demon, but like that kind of going back in time speech.
Right, right.
You got the power of a cat. Meow.
Yeah, there's not much to do on that one. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
no-brainer.
um, some I don't his powers vibration, I believe. Yeah, he tap into different vibrational frequencies.
Yeah, something like that. It's just I always get like I said, I get confused with the movie too because but I mean, he teleports and,
Mhm.
you know, there's been so many other versions too over the years. It's like,
And then the black star power is this one.
you know,
And then you got my favorite. Oh, did I skip it? Oh, I hope I didn't skip it. I hope it's in here somewhere. One of my favorite lines. Oh, I skipped it. It's I'm
This
on
is such an
25.
awesome page.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm gonna go back real quick and see if I missed this. I did. I didn't put it in here. Oh no, it's one of them yelling to I think it was Ace, and it said "Watch out, Ace, or you're gonna get oh shoot like something from behind." And it was very funny, and I'm really upset with myself for not putting it in. in here. Oh, or there it is. Move it, man. Oh, you'll get creamed from behind.
Nobody wants that.
um, so
This
yeah, they're
this one
traveling through
this one here.
different eras.
Yeah. Keep keep your bat wings button curly. A flip of the digits and we're gone. Oops, didn't work. Maybe my nails need polishing.
I just it's just the writing is just so. I mean, it's what you know of comic books in pop culture. You know the you know. Meanwhile, in the whatever case, you know, it's that kind of stuff. You know, they continue on their journey through concert time, and they end up going to this elf land and like
Yeah.
getting high or something, and they meet with this Sherlock Holmes lizard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bizarre, bizarre comic.
I'm surprised Gene didn't have a problem with I mean, he's got there's the one panel with the two guys smoking a joint, I'm surprised Gene Simmons didn't have a problem with that because he's not a he's
Mhm.
pretty anti-drugs, but
Yeah, it's
I don't
some
know.
another good two-page spread there.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that one.
that pure hate. It's overloading it with human emotion is what he does there. Um, so before we get into that, did you did you collect? You know, you have a bigger collection of Kiss comics? Is that
Yeah, I got a good amount. Here's let me take this out of the bag. This one, the one time, the one time I met Ace Frehley, he
nice?
had him sign this one. So, but that's the
Nice.
second issue. Like I got years later. Both of these comics are pretty
Is that
used,
magazine
pretty
sized?
well loved.
Is that magazine sized?
Yeah, it's the first issue. This is the one with the blood in the ink.
Is that is that a thing? There's blood in the ink.
Yeah, yeah, that was a
I
big
didn't know
thing when
that.
they went to. I think it's in here actually. Let me see.
Oh, and they're involved with Doctor Doom as well.
Yep,
Yeah, read that in the first couple pages of that
they
comic.
really they really like that splash though, because there's a
Yeah.
similar one. Um, but yeah, here they are. Here they are giving blood
Hmm,
for the ink.
interesting. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that would have kept my parents from letting me read this comic. Um,
Oh,
um, third comic, which is not just a comic, it's one of the biggest storylines of the
sprawling.
ages. I whenever I'm doing these comic, you know, this kind of research, looking for, I found it's called Read Comic Online. It's just a ton of comics. If you want to, if you can deal with pop ups, you know, it's a great resource for stuff. But yeah, the I'm like, oh, let's it says the complete collection. Let me look through here, and so many pages, so many
Yeah,
comics.
it's
But
just yep.
so what is it you know, with the whole Nightfall storyline? Where'd you know, I know basically where I was at this time, but like what was your situation with getting into this
Yeah,
book?
I mean, at this point, I was, and comics weren't that expensive at this time, but I was spending like over $100 a month on comics, um, and and this was just like the Vengeance of Bane comic was interesting when it came out because it was just like a one shot. Nobody really knew anything about it. I bought pretty much everything Batman, so I bought it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then I don't know if I really thought a whole lot about it until later. You
Mhm,
know, um, yeah, I thought it was a good story, but yeah, I mean, I think the reason I picked this is just because it's you know a really big like crossover, and I love Batman and I love Bane,
mhm.
um, and it was just done really well.
Yeah.
Um, there was a few throwaway issues probably here and there, but it was a good way, and I compare it to like Death of Superman too, where it was a good slow build up to what was to come, you know
Mhm.
and you just got all those breadcrumbs as you went along, and you had some awesome teams working on these books at the time,
Yeah.
and um, you
This
know,
you're talking about like a slow build and kind of breezing through it and seeing Batman get broke down. I got a
right,
few panels of just like his like continual getting more tired, getting his mind is kind of falling apart and
yeah,
yeah.
and the teams working on it too, like Kelly Jones, Norm Breyfogle. I think that's a Sam Keith cover there on the
Uh,
right. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it's Keith. Yeah, it says it.
yep.
Um, Rest in peace.
Mhm.
Um, but the team, I think it was Alan Grant and Chuck Dixon were doing it,
Yeah,
and
Dixon and Nolan,
yeah,
well,
and Graham Nolan was working
um,
through it too, and it just a, a lot of great stuff. I mean, it used to be as there'd be times where you'd be buying like 3 or 4 different series, and certain series you'd be reading through, you'd be like, "Oh my god." I mean, you is like you weren't it wasn't worth I don't wanna say it wasn't worth reading, but,
mhm,
there'd always be one title that just was not as good as the rest.
yeah, yeah.
So, but these guys, this is Aparo, who's another favorite of mine.
Mhm. This is the Joker that was the Joker when I was kind of coming into comics and stuff, kind of becoming aware of him, and this is forever going to be the Joker that I prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Jim Aparo too. I mean, he was my Batman artist growing up, so,
Mm.
um, yeah, and then
Now,
the whole breaking of Batman.
yeah, there was a big deal.
Yep.
So when I was in, boy, was it fourth grade, I believe, maybe a little earlier, but was the whole Robin, death of Robin, vote to see what happens to Robin
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Yep, yep.
I had a friend who was super into comics at that point, so that's the only reason I knew about it. But by this time, the the Batman movie had come out when I was in sixth grade or so, fifth or sixth grade, and I had kind of gotten more into comics, but I wasn't quite to the point where it was Jim Lee's X-Men that really got
Mhm.
me through the door. But all this stuff was like um is just there in my life because my friends and what comics I could find, which were mostly at thrift stores and stuff, but which is why I had a Three Stooges comic in my
I hear you.
backpack.
Like I said, I would read anything, so, whatever I happen to have. Yep,
Classic, just great covers throughout this whole thing.
yep. Yeah, Kelly Jones is amazing. Uh,
The introduction of Azrael as Batman and him just like some of the stuff with he's got guns and he's just like Gatling guns and stuff like.
yeah, Graham Nolan said that, because Joe Quesada created that costume, and
Mhm.
he said, "Yeah, he created it. He only had to draw it once. I had to draw it every month." There's
These
no.
2 are amazing pages.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, missed opportunity that these weren't on, on shirts
Yeah, right.
or posters. Like they could both be like solid selling posters. I don't remember who the artist was here, but I really like the whole comic for the most part was this rain. Um, they're outside in this rain fighting in the mud and stuff. It really looked good.
Yeah, Vince Gier or whatever. I can't remember either. Um,
Giordano?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, yeah.
And that
The other one
and
was
that
the other page was Nolan, but
yeah, and that Batman, with the extra long, ears or whatever, that was the
yeah.
Batman I was drawing for the longest time. With, just like
It's funny though because like Jim Starlin when he drew Batman, he drew him with longer ears, but Kelly Jones just pushed it to another
yeah.
limit, you know? It's like
This is a panel head bear witness to unarmed combat.
that's an interesting one. Yeah.
It just popped out to me. I just saw that. Then the
So,
return of Bruce Wayne.
yep. I don't know if you know the whole story behind this, but the whole premise behind doing this was Denny O'Neil got sick of all the fans, not all the fans, but fans being like, "Oh, he why doesn't he just kill the Joker? He should be like the
Mhm,
Punisher, blah blah blah." So he's like, "Okay, let's give him the guy they want."
mhm,
So that's where Azrael came from, and then as things went along, uh, it became quite clear that they
yeah,
needed to fix it quickly. So they ended up ending Azrael's run before they anticipated because it wasn't,
mm,
people learn their lesson.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't, it's way too much to read through, but
oh yeah,
I did
yeah,
like some kind of skimming through, and it did feel like it ended kinda short, like, at this point right here,
yep,
and even the reintroduction of Batman into his role seemed, rushed and, like, almost like it didn't quite wrap up
yep,
like
yep,
you wanted it to, you know?
yep, yep. Yeah, that
But
that was the downside of it, but it came down to sales. Sales were going down, and it
mhm,
was like, okay, we got to fix this.
and then,
So
I put these 2 in here because Graham Nolan inked by Klaus Janson is a thing those are beautiful pages.
yeah, yeah. So it, Klaus did a lot of stuff over Aparo too, towards
Mhm.
later in Aparo's career.
I'll have
Um,
to look that up.
yeah, because he's I think a lot of guys that get older, and I know I met Aparo once, and he was this was in the early 90s or whatever. He was already struggling with his vision. He was having a
Mhm.
hard time seeing, so I that probably affected his art. um I had to share this. This is my graded Batman 500,
Oh, nice.
and it's signed. I don't want to miss anybody, but it's signed by Denny O'Neil, Doug Mensch, Jim Aparo, Joe Quesada, Kevin Nolan, and Mike Manley.
Wow, nice. That's pretty good, pretty good. Like, it's a murderer's row, as they say, you know?
Yeah, and I unfortunately I had the opportunity to have Terry Austin sign it too, and I never did.
Hmm.
So
I
what
mean,
can you do?
the one time I almost I had a comic signed, was, Ron Lim.
Hmm.
Um, it turns out, so I lived in Yuba City, California, and, uh, this is right when I was into getting into comics, and there was the first time I'd ever been into a comic book store. Me and my friend would ride down there, and one day, I'm at home, and my friend David comes like he didn't even knock. He just comes busting in the door, and he's like, "Ron Lim is signing comics down at the comic shop." And this was right during the Infinity
Okay.
crisis. And So we jumped on our bikes, and this is where I learned a lesson about myself, something I didn't know about myself. We rode our bikes down there. It was, I don't know, it was miles, a couple miles at least, top speed, just booking it, booking it. We get there, and I, this is where I realized when I'm exerting myself in the process, I don't sweat. When I stop, I start sweating like just dripping. So I couldn't even go up to the table because I'm just soaking myself. I had to hold my comic away from myself because I'm dripping off my hair, and I had to have my friend go get the comic signed. I didn't even get to meet Ron Lim. I'm like, "You take this." So, but I had it, and I don't have it anymore because I got rid of all my comics at one point because you know,
Yeah, it's a typical story, huh?
yeah,
I don't understand it. What's wrong with us?
I don't know. But see, this is a fourth comic you suggested, Camelot 3000. Another really like this really rock and roll kind of heavy metal. This one, you know, heavy metal comic in its of itself feel amazing splash pages and full pages and stuff. But uh, what's your Camelot
I
3000 love and how'd you get introduced to this one?
Yeah, I I'm trying to remember how I picked this up. Um, at one point, I was at a comic store, and it was like there wasn't as many comics coming out, as there was like during the '90s and stuff. So I was like, hey, put me down for these comics. I had a pull list, and I'm like, and then anything new that comes out, just throw it in my box.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe where it came from. Um, but it's like it's King Arthur and it's in the future. And I mean, what's not to love? And the other thing is that for whatever reason, I don't know if this was the first one they did like this prestige format,
Mhm.
but I love this format. I love the paper,
Oh, yeah.
and everything just pops. And Boland obviously is
Yeah.
amazing. Um, I was I was giving the original inker some crap in my head, like he wasn't that great, but
Mhm.
I think he was fine. I think the problem was he couldn't keep up with it.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It
because
does fall away a little bit in a few issues. You could kinda see it.
yeah, there was I think it's like the 6th issue. He does like part of it and Dick Giordano does some of it. And I think
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, dude, you can't keep up. So then they switched to Terry Austin. But um yeah, you see Morgan Le Fay in that last one. I mean, oh my God,
Yeah.
as a teenager, who he's some holy smokes.
I
Uh,
didn't get to read through this one, so, like, but, yeah, look, it's a beautiful book, I don't
I would highly recommend it, and I won't spoil anything because uh, it's worth reading.
it looks like there's a whole lot of, twists and turns and, um,
Yeah, I mean, you hit some of the same beats as the original story does too,
mhm,
but but there's definitely yeah, like you said, twists and turns, and it's just cool that it's in the future and they're fighting aliens, and it's like, and look at yeah, it's that last
yeah,
cover. I mean, yeah, I just went through that whole series, just flip. I bought it back like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I bought the
mhm,
whole series again, the single issues, and I I yesterday I just flipped through everything again. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, this is so good.
This is, we got Gnarly Michael in the chat and saying hello
Hey,
and
Michael.
friggin' chat too. So I don't know how many people are left in the chat, but he's saying hi. Um, and then I do like the last little the story continues the Excalibur's continuing on with this little creature. So
Yeah, I mean, who is it? Matt Barr? Um, I mean, everybody
Mike
talks about Bolin, but I mean,
Mike Mike
let's get
Mike Barr.
Mike Barr. Yeah, Matt. I don't know who Matt Barr is, but
That's the he's in this little indie comic circle.
okay. But I mean, he doesn't get enough credit, and
Mhm.
honestly, the uh, Tarjana Wood, the colorist, I mean, doesn't get enough credit either. I mean, the colors are just amazing, and I don't know if
Yeah.
that might be part of it too, because it was the first comic I think I probably got that wasn't on newsprint, you know? So it was like,
Mhm.
and the colors are just amazing, you know?
Yeah, there's I mean, let's go back a couple. Just the, like that that pink, uh, explosion of color there,
Yeah.
and it's the classic it's got the classic, backgrounds that are just solid colors,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, which like that. Look at those fantastic clouds. But,
Yeah, it's great stuff.
then the last I do believe the last, right? Yeah, Frank Miller's Ronin,
Yeah.
which I did have this, and read this back when boy, what was I in? Like 7th, 8th grade or something like that, maybe, but, um, yeah, fantastic, fantastic book, I mean, I'm sure it was, like everyone else, you're just eating up whatever Frank Miller was putting out.
I yeah, I don't, because I remember reading his Daredevil stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't remember if I read The Dark Knight before or after this. Um,
Mm.
I feel like I didn't read it. Never read it. Wow.
Well, I think he's talking about, Camelot
Oh,
3000,
Camelot.
the
Oh,
yeah.
Camelot is, yeah. You definitely need to read it. Um, but yeah, I wish I knew. I wish I knew whether I had read Dark Knight. Um, but
And you
yeah,
yeah, I
I don't know.
think
It's just blew my mind, this comic.
mhm, I it's been I mean, I read it so long ago, it's one of those things where you don't realize how old you are until you start thinking about, "When did I read this? Oh, wait, I was like I was like, 17," like, and that's 30 years ago.
Yeah, this it came out in 1984. So,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
so I read it years later then, huh?
yeah, I read it when it came out because I'm an old guy,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know initially what got, I mean, because I was such a superhero guy, you know? I was
Mhm,
so into superheroes, and I don't know what got me on this book, but I loved it, and, I mean, obviously, the art is amazing, the story is really cool. Um, I don't know, I've just reread the whole series for the first time probably since I
yeah,
initially read it, you know? And I'm looking at it like, well, maybe the ending could have been a little bit better, but I think it's overall it's just a very solid book, and
yeah,
some of the panel work and like this stuff. I mean, well, that's awesome. The
but the
but the way he changes scenes, you know,
mhm,
it's like a double page spread of like wherever they're going next, you know.
yeah,
It's just
well, I was looking through it, recently I just, finished reading through, the Akira collection, and I can see a lot of he was definitely, tapped into to that sort of thing going on in here, and but there's a few things that you could see him being heavily, influenced by, manga and stuff in this, in the way that his panel work is, and um, just his action and stuff. Some of the action lines, the movement and stuff is definitely he was as much as everything now is manga.
yeah.
He was ahead of the curve with that. So
Yeah, and I don't think until you just said that, I don't think I ever got that, you know, but I do see it now. Yeah, for sure.
um, what was it? Man, a few months ago, maybe even a year ago. So what on X, I follow a Masters of Japan. It's like they post art from Japan, over the years. And I wish I could go. It's so hard to search through your old posts on X. But when I was looking through this, it reminded me of a picture that I saw of a samurai, and the stance that whoever the artist was did 100%. I can't guarantee it because I've never talked to Frank Miller, never will, and like I could, but like 100%. Like if he didn't see this and take from it, I'm gonna have to find it and post it, and so you can see it. But yeah, it was
That's
pretty
cool.
darn Frank Miller-esque. But yeah, and it got was is probably one of the more famous
Yep.
shots from the book. What's the story? It's like I said, it's been so long. What was the
Yeah.
story? I,
So
I I
yeah, the
forgot how many
story
I forgot
well,
how
the
many
story when
Nazis
you
went
go
to his
into it
house.
yeah. The story when you go into it is like this it's about this samurai and his master, and his master ends up getting killed, so he's disgraced, and he's like wandering the world, and he's got to avenge his master, but this demon killed him, and they end up getting trapped inside this sword, their souls or whatever, for like
Mhm,
eternity, and then in the future they get like woke up or whatever and escape from the sword, and he takes over the samurai takes over this guy who has no arms,
that's right.
who's working. He's got these mechanical arms and stuff, and then the demon takes over, the of course the head of the company, so
Yeah,
so and it's about that, and the Ronin, he's a Ronin now because he has no master,
mhm,
and he escapes, and they try, this girl Casey goes girl this
mhm.
woman, like security or whatever person, goes to find him and take him down, and they end up becoming kind of friends and stuff, and um yeah, it's just really cool, then you have the big battle at the end, so
This style will be what J.R.J. eventually morphs into later, much later, Inferno era. Yeah,
huh.
I could see that. Some of the chunkier lines, and the shading and stuff. Yeah.
The other thing is that this book really shows a lot, and I'd have to go back and look at the Sin City and stuff and see if it's the same, but like even this, if you look at it, you don't need you can put as many panels as you want on a page as long as you
Mhm.
do it well, I
Yeah.
mean, he's got one, two, three, four, five, six panels right there, and it's only taken up what, uh, a third or two-thirds of a page or something,
Yeah. Mhm.
and it works,
And
so
this is, like a he's doing like a stippling thing going on in this book that I don't know if he's done it anywhere else, but really I see this, it's like the one place for me that I've seen him do that kind of look at that. Look at the colors. The colors are so good.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
was happy. Like I said, I reread this after a very long time, and I was happy that I still thought it was as good as it was.
yeah. Is it like right up here, the those motorcycles again? Like I said, just reading through Akira, there's a lot of motorcycle stuff going on there, and I saw that and I was
A
like,
lot of
yeah,
lines like that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm not much of a manga anime guy. I've seen a few things, but
mhm.
not a
Yeah.
ton.
I got my stepson was like, you got to read Berserk, you got to read Berserk, and I read through it. Solid, a little darker than I enjoy. A little,
Okay.
I mean, at some point you just get like, wow, this is whoever, like, this is someone's twisted, like twisted to think of this stuff. Um, but and then I got to the what is the up to current day ending because they're still not done with the story, and the creator died,
Oh,
and
geez.
his team and some friends are finishing up, and you can tell, like, you can see it immediately, like everything just kind of goes a little bit off, and then the story just jumps into some sort of resolution that you're just like not ready for. But
That
but
stinks.
yeah, but having watched like Akira back, on VHS or whatever when I was young, and and knowing how big and important that was in manga, a few years ago I asked my wife, she's always asked me what I want for Christmas, and I never have a good answer. That was one time I did, and I was like, "Oh, I want this collection," and yeah, it was solid, just amazing art. I just
Yeah.
and a really solid story too. But
Yeah,
um,
that top page. Well, the whole page, the whole
yeah,
spread is just so good. I mean, how he's flashing in and out of like what today it looks like today, and then it looks like
mhm.
ancient times. It's just yeah, it's really
and
cool.
and some of that's like in his head, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
these demons versus what's really there. It's
right,
like
right.
that split where his arm went down.
I'm trying to remember. She is actually seeing what he's seeing at times too. I don't remember,
Mhm.
but
All right.
yeah. I mean, how is that for a last page?
Yeah,
It's not the last page, I guess, but that book six. Yeah,
that's the last page. There's
you
him
know.
him coming back to
I mean,
what
this
is
is
that? Let
crazy.
me see.
This is
Four,
crazy.
five, fivefold,
One, two, three. It's 4 pages.
four.
I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, you know, how do you got to plan that out too? I
Yeah.
mean, you got to make sure. Okay, I got to do this, and then what's the other side going to look like, and all that other stuff.
Oh, is yeah, I didn't keep stick it up long enough to see the backside. But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
I get
this
this
is
too. This is my one. I think this is the only one I have now of something signed by Frank Miller.
nice.
I was looking at it and I'm like, man, this thing is not in good shape. But whatever.
So just
So
imagine a whoosh and a slap, as I say, and that was comic books
so
high five.
I do still have something to talk about with Ronan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh yeah.
this I dug this out. This is for in high school. We had a class that was um, supposed to be for advanced students that were going on to college, and this was an
Yeah.
advanced writing course. And so for my final project, I did Ronin as a shooting script.
Oh, nice.
Um, so this is how we did it in the old days. It's all handwritten. It's all typed up on a typewriter.
Double spaced.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. I don't know, but
um, how'd you do? What was your grade?
uh, I don't I don't have a grade actually written on it. But the teacher I had, I did my I did my first script because when I went to his class, he was like, "Hey, here's 10 things you can do." Instead, I think he got tired of reading just boring old book reports,
Yeah.
so he's like, "Here's 10 things you can do that are different than a dumb old book report," and one of them was doing a shooting script of,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Okay, well, let me try it." So I did the first one, and I loved to write, that was,
Mhm.
but I was like, "Well, let me try this," and he got it. It was that that one, the first one was late, so I got 10 points taken off, and I got a 90. So he
Pretty
was
good.
just blown away. So it was like at the for the last project, I came to him. I said, "Hey, can I do this comic?" He's like, "Basically, you could do whatever you want." He
Yeah, yeah.
didn't because he knew I had a passion for it, that I would
Mhm.
put in a lot of work on it, and he's like, "Yeah, do whatever you want." So I actually have the list of characters, and I
Mhm.
actually cast people for some of the roles.
Who you got?
So and some of this stuff is funny, but for Ronan it was Sho Kosugi, who I don't know if anybody remembers him or not, but he was in these movies called Enter the Ninja, and
Mhm.
he's a
Mhm.
Japanese guy, so I think he would have been a good fit. Agate the demon,
Mhm.
I I I don't know who else I would do, but I put Arnold Schwarzenegger as Agate, but he's got James Earl Jones's voice.
This is
Um,
This is like, remember in Wizard magazine, they'd have the fan
Yeah,
casts,
casting
like this is
call, yeah,
the
yep.
casting.
So, Virgo, who was the computer,
Mhm.
if somebody out there can help me, but I cast this Robin Barber, and I have no idea who that was. I did a search to see if I could figure out who nothing. So, the only thing I could think of is maybe I was thinking of Adrienne Barbeau
Hmm,
because she had just, I think she had done The Fog not long before that. She had kind of that
yeah.
calm voice or whatever. I don't know, but
We'll go with that one. That's
Mr. Learned, who off the top of my head, I can't remember which character that is. I cast Ernest Borgnine because he was in every movie. So,
Mhm.
and then Casey McKenna. This is now some people know this about me, but I'm slightly colorblind.
Mm,
Okay, so Casey McKenna, if you read the book, she's clearly African American or possibly Latino.
mhm.
I would say. I don't know what. It's been a long time since you read
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I cast Carrie Fisher as
So you're the good kind of colorblind. Wait, no,
had no idea.
you went the opposite direction of what is the current good kind of colorblind. So
I didn't even give it a thought, that
yeah,
she
yeah.
was, whatever. I don't know. Um, the guy there was a guy Head who was he wasn't a big character in it, but he was a drug he was like
Mhm.
smoking pot or something. So I cast Tommy Chong as that guy. uh there was a woman Storm who was kind of like she actually looked similar to Storm when she had the mohawk and stuff.
Mhm.
It's kind of punk rocker or whatever. And
Yeah,
I cast Lady Maxine, who later became Mad Maxine, who was a professional wrestler. She was really tall, had the
yeah, yeah.
same kind of hair. Um, Mr. Taggart, who was um, he was the guy that the demons took over, the head of the
Yeah.
place there, and I I chose Judson Scott for him. And if you don't know who Judson Scott is, he was in the Wrath of Khan. He was like
Mhm.
Khan's second in command,
Okay.
blonde
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Um, there's a girl in there called Blonde, sexy girl. I cast Sybil Danning as her.
Is is that the girl with the swastika tattoos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Peter McKenna, who was Casey's love interest and he was kind of a tall, thin guy. I chose Michael York to be that guy.
Mhm.
The guy Snake was this big, huge black guy. I chose Bill Duke, who I think was in Predator. I,
I think so.
I think so. But and then the last one I have, I think. Oh no, I have two more. I have Jagger. I can't remember that character. I'd have to go back and look at. That's the problem when I like
Mhm.
rereading that. I don't just didn't pay attention to the names,
Yeah, yeah.
but I cast Gene Simmons in that role. Probably because I had seen him in Runaway, and he was a really good, maybe that or Wanted Dead or Alive, but he was a really good
Mhm.
bad guy in those
Yeah, yeah.
movies. And then Sylvie, who was another like just odd character, I cast Grace Jones. So,
That's, yeah, if you if you're gonna have an odd character, Grace Jones.
but see, obviously, I knew she was black. I cast a
Yeah, yeah.
black woman in that, but I don't know what it was with the other woman. I just didn't have any idea.
Yeah,
Because
speaking
it's
of
all
Grace Jo
I'm always about the source material,
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
it to the source material. So
Speaking of Grace Jones, uh, is she in the first Conan or the second?
I think the second, yeah.
Okay, so, I guess I won't be seeing her, but next week, maybe the week after, I think it's week after. Next week, is Daybreak, but, I'm gonna be watching Conan for the first time, so, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Um,
It's a good one. I don't I've heard a lot of people say it's not really, it's not Robert E. Howard. It's not,
mhm,
you know, true to the book or whatever, but
yeah, it
it's a good movie.
looks like prime Arnold, prime '80s. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. Like sometimes those hit really. So I have not watched a lot of movies, like a lot of movies. I thought I had, but
There's so many to
um,
watch.
yeah, there are a lot. Uh, Fabrizio, if you're still there, did we watch? Did you have me watch a movie? I think you. Oh no, yeah. Fabrizio came on. We watched the football one with Keanu Reeves, The Replacements.
Okay.
Great movie, super fun.
Yep.
Really enjoyed that one. But like in the past, I don't know, couple years, I've seen for the first time Lethal Weapon, RoboCop, Die Hard, um, man, just a bunch of like the movies from like the '80s and stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah.
then that's another reason I started. I'm asking for movie recs is it gives me a reason to watch a lot of things. Phantasm was one that did for the show. Not a good movie, but I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah. Phantasm is one that I only have seen within the last like 3 or 4 years. So, yeah,
I will watch it again. Just, but
it is it's good.
so, you want to go ahead and talk about your campaign real quick and let people know what's going on Fun My Comic?
Sure.
Um, let me do a
So
little screen sharing.
yeah, the
And
so the book is completed. Well, let's just start with about what the book is. So the best I could come up with is an illustrated narrative. Thanks Fabrizio for helping me with that. Um, it's not like a normal comic book. It has a beginning, an intro, and an outro done with Dr. Mask,
mhm,
who is the curator of and owner of this library. Um, and he introduces the Poe stories, and then each um, story, it's basically like a greatest hits of some of Poe's stuff. And it has text from the story and an illustration that goes along with that text. And it's all done by, as Death Metal Hero said, a murderer's row of artists. So um, it's a lot of great talent on the book. Um, and it's 28 pages, black, white, and red.
I
And
really dig this like classic, uh, you know, classic horror, DC horrors, whatever, like comic look. It's
yeah, Greg Murray did that, and then Dan Kemp colored it. But you see, there's the original there, Midnight Number One from 1957.
oh yeah.
Um, it's just that I see that cover and I think of Poe, you know.
Mhm.
So I just he recreated it, and we changed the writing on the
Yeah,
cover.
yeah, that's
So,
great.
but um, but
So let
yeah,
me ask you,
a lot of
this: Where's
yep.
what the Doctor Mask thing? Where does that come from? Like, you know, uh, is it so Crenshaw is not my real name. It's just
Right.
something that I've held on to for my gamer tag way back on Xbox. But
Okay. Well, at one point on because I just started watching YouTube, and at one point
mm,
uh, I was looking for a handle. I had a handle on YouTube, which I won't talk about, but but I did have a handle, and I'm like, I need to come up with something better. Let me think about it, and I wanted something inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, and one of my favorite stories is Mask of the Red Death. So I'm like, well, let me use Mask. So how can I use that? I came up with the Doctor Mask, and then I'm like, well, Doctor Mask isn't unique enough, especially
mm,
on the internet because everybody has everything.
yeah.
You end up being Joe Bob 87932 because so I just came up with a retro elixir afterwards because that was at the time I was kind of thinking maybe I'd do a YouTube channel and talk about old stuff.
Mhm,
Um, and that never really happened. But I had that character rolling around in my head, and you know the plan at this point is in this book, he's basically like a crypt keeper type
Yeah.
character. He introduces it, he's in the outro, and he appears in every piece of artwork, as you can see there.
Mhm.
So
Water
some
there.
of them are blatantly obvious where he is, and some of them are a little more hidden. So
So like you said, this is basically word for word. It's Poe's stuff, right?
yeah, except for the first and last page is my script, and it's Christian Rossi's art. Like it's a comic book page.
Yeah, yeah.
These are just some of the panels. It was tough for me to share stuff because when you only have two sequential pages, you don't want to share one of them. You
Mhm.
know, you
Yeah.
sit there half the. So it was just really hard for me, and I didn't want to introduce. I didn't want to reveal all the artwork, although probably three-quarters of it has been spoiled by now. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see what people are going to think once they get the book because it's not your typical book.
Yeah.
It's so we'll
Yeah.
see.
Looking through these names, uh, that's a lot of talent going on here with
Yeah, yeah, Christian. I knew immediate. I knew when I was starting this thing, I wanted him to do the sequentials, but I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be available. I don't know if I can afford them, but we made it happen. And then he
Mhm,
did the Fund My Comic logo for me, and I liked it so much. I'm like, can you do one with Edgar Allan Poe? Him reading an Edgar Allan Poe book, and he's like, sure.
mhm.
So
Let me
that's the
scroll up to
T-shirt.
the let me scroll up to the top for the fund my comic. There it is, right there in the top
Yeah,
corner. Nice.
yeah.
Are so I was thinking about this the other day. Do you do you think this would be something like I don't know what schools do nowadays. Like, do they teach reading anymore? But say say there was a reading or a literature class. Do you think this would be something that like a teacher would be able to hand out to kids as an introduction to Poe?
I as far as uh you know the rating on the book or something, or as far as or do you think it would just be a good I mean, personally, after starting this project, going on a whole slew of YouTube channels, talking to a lot of
Mhm.
people, I'm amazed at the number of people that either are not exposed to Poe or
Mhm.
very limited
Yeah.
exposure to Poe. And so I look at that too as like, okay, this would be a good like entry point. Hey,
Yeah.
you can look, see the cool art. If try the story. Maybe if you like it, you can go check out, you know, the full story or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and thinking about kids, and not to diss today's kids or anything, but it's a lot of times they don't have a very long attention span. So
Yeah.
this would be something that's a little more, a little quicker.
Yeah.
Here it is. What do you think? See if you
Mhm.
can, whatever from there. But one of the things I was hoping to do is reach out. My plan is to reach out to. There's like three Edgar Allan Poe museums.
Mhm.
So I'm going to reach out to them and see if they're interested in maybe carrying the book in there too.
That'd be
So
cool. Yeah. Yeah. And like, I was just thinking like, listen, when like I told you earlier, I started listening to some Poe, in the last week or so to kind of prep for this. And as I'm listening to it, I'm like, y- this is stuff I know at one point, this is the kind of stuff kids did read in school. Like you said that you were introduced and as myself as well with, Telltale Heart. And, like, this might be something, it might be an avenue for you to look into and like, hey, let's get this stuff,
yeah,
out there
I
somehow.
I did look into doing a local library show they were doing,
Mhm,
the public library, um, and I sent in a couple of pieces of artwork and, um, you know, obviously my business name and stuff. And I didn't make the cut, but they
mhm,
told me, you can take it for whatever you want, but they told me they had 15 spots and 30 people signed up for it. So for
Mm,
whatever reason, they weren't. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I didn't make the cut, but whatever.
Like
Um,
like when I was a kid and we got those book fair sheets and you fill out the little
yep,
box
yep,
of the books you want. I would have gone for that. I would have
yeah,
gone for this.
yeah, yep, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, hopefully I can do that too, as far as getting into those museums, because I obviously go where the audience is.
Yeah.
But as far as for age, I would think okay,
More into Hawthorne in school, so I don't know the hits when it comes to Poe. I'm excited to learn more.
nice. Um, what was I going to say now? Oh, so the obviously it's horror,
Hmm.
it's Poe, but there's nothing like there's nothing overtly like over the top violent in this book. There's no
Yeah.
nudity, So, um, because
I
personally,
mean,
I'm not a big gore guy, so I don't like that. I mean, a little
mhm,
bit's fine, blood and stuff, but um, so that was my own preference on the book was like, okay, no nudity, no crazy violence, because Brian Bow and I talked about the Murders in the Rue Morgue,
mhm,
and you know, it's a pretty horrid scene,
yeah.
and I'm like, he's like, well, and it talks about how the one woman has her head pretty much cut completely off, and he was able to, we talked about it, and he was able to do it where it still looks horrific, but it's not
Mhm,
that like that, so
yeah. Get some good angles, like the classic steam in the shower over parts.
yeah, right. Yeah,
But
there's Fabrizio's piece.
yes. So all your artists, they look some, just giving us glimpses, little hints of the full page
Yeah,
stuff.
if you go to the up oh no, it's not on here. That's Kickstarter. I was gonna
Yeah.
say if you go to the update, you'll see more art, but the Kickstarter had the extra art on it
Mm.
on the updates.
Got sketch cards
But
going
yeah.
on.
The
Um,
other thing I did mention is that everybody is getting a digital paperback of all the stories as well. So
I, got some Kiss stuff going on.
yeah, yeah, this is some those are cards that Kevin Conrad has done for me, so I put them out there as examples. But
What's this? Oh, original art as
Preston,
well. Is that a
yeah, Preston Esvito, yeah.
so people are gonna be able to grab some original art too?
Not anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
they get snatched
I
up, huh?
I took it down here and moved it over to the Kickstarter, and
Mm,
this piece I actually bought myself, the last one there.
yeah,
So,
it's a nice looking one.
I tried to see if it would. There's the. It's going to look something like that. The
Mhm.
digital paperback. My hope is also I'm going to print some of those too to have, but the
Yeah.
stretch goal that never happened. But
So,
I appreciate all the backers, because I know this is, first of all, I'm a first time backer, and second of all, it's kind of an odd thing. It's not like your normal comic book. So
yeah. So, you did reach your goal here. How'd you do on Kickstarter? Did you hit goal there as well?
yeah, I mean, my goal was super low, and my goal was 300. I think I got like $410 or something, or $20, or yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
and I did a show afterwards. I did the final wind down stream, and talked about like what I did well and what didn't I didn't do well. So,
Yeah.
and you live and learn.
All right. Let me do something real quick. I'm going to use my phone. I know that some people have to switch their computer around and like because they do it on their computer. I'm going to use my phone. I'm gonna go ahead and back this on Fun My Comic right now.
I
Um,
appreciate it.
because like
There's
I said, I have a little bit of knowledge of Poe, and I was listening to some this week, and uh, Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Like um I became really fascinated by his rhyming. It's very it's like a dark Dr. Seuss. Where the rhymes are um they like repeat a lot. Down by the sea,
Yep,
she and me
yep,
by the sea, and he'll keep that tone going through the whole thing, and it's
yep,
yeah, it's
yep.
interesting stuff. Um,
I it's funny. Let me just I don't know why I was just thinking of that. I just saw a movie. What the heck?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do cover B. I'll tell you that right now.
It's funny that I wasn't even gonna do a homage cover. I'm not a huge fan of them,
Mhm.
but I'm like, I really like this cover. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do a homage cover. Nobody's gonna know this cover because nobody knows Midnight Number One. Um, but I'm like, it just really fits, and
Oh, I gotta log
um,
in. Okay, there it goes.
yeah, I
So,
was just looking for something because I just recently saw a movie, um, and I watch a lot of Tubi,
yeah, me
and
too.
and like there's a lot of I watch a lot of horror movies. A lot of them I never seen, and I'm trying to remember the name of this, but it had Val Kilmer in it, and I just cannot find it now.
Hmm. Like,
It's like
it
it's
was
like
it a to be like, like not quite a it's the stuff that goes on Tubi. Was it that quality, or was it like a big feature?
no, no, yeah, it was one I had never heard of, and like it just looked sort of interesting, so I'm like, well, let me check it out, and um, but I'm not even seeing. I'm looking under IMDb under his name, and I'm not even seeing it. Like, don't put that under my name. But it was like betwixt and something. I don't know, but uh, oh, he was also in. I forgot about that. He was in a version of Murders in the Rue Morgue too. Val Kilmer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I've
Nice.
watched a lot of that stuff too. Some of them are decent. Some of them are horrendous. That's another reason I wanted to do this book because I really, a lot of the adaptions, I just hate them. You know,
Yeah.
they're. I'm like, what are we doing? Well, I can't remember the name of it, but the reason I brought it up was it's called Betwixt and something. I don't know, but it's a horror movie, and and as he goes to this town, and he there's this like kind of like ghost story going on, and um, some bad things are happening or whatever. But then a ghostly Edgar Allan Poe ends up in this in this movie. I'm like, where did this come from? So that was interesting. But
Cole, Cole,
it was a
Cole wants to know betwixt now and sunrise.
maybe that's it. Yeah, yeah. Um, and I'm like, and it was. I thought overall it was good. It was a typical like drunk writer. He's got writer's block. He can't write a good, and
Mhm.
and he happens to be in this town where this stuff is going on, and like these girls had gotten murdered, um, and there was this one ghost. You can't. I mean, I don't know whether she's a ghost or a vampire or
Yeah.
whatever. But then the ending was just like, what was that? I mean, I can understand how they got there,
Yeah.
but it was very unsatisfying. But it was
Um,
interesting to see this ghostly Poe talking to him about writing and the things like that. So
and I'm gonna hit refresh and see if it counts my.
I think it goes pretty quick on here.
39. There it goes. 38 to 39. Yep. There you
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah,
all right.
I
Well,
uh, I I love Fun My Comics. So
I am a full fledged supporter. Like, just you know, his mission, Luke's mission, and what he's trying to do there, like all for it. But
Yep.
so you know mentioned earlier, you did write the intro and the outro of this, and you've been writing for a while. You have any plans of, you got your own stories and stuff that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some stories lined up, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do because my original plan was to basically do the same type of book,
Hmm.
um, with a longer story, like an actual story about
Yeah.
Doctor Mask. Um, and originally, I was planning on maybe the first 4 pages would be that, and then the last 4 pages. Um, and
So kind of like a crypt keeper, like where he introduces a full story, but
Yeah, yeah, kind of. And no, no, he would actually be part of the story.
oh, but he'd still
It
be
would,
introducing it.
yeah, he would be introducing it, and
Nice. Yeah.
he would be like he starts the adventure or whatever
Mm,
for a better thing, and then another character will take off, and then he'll come back at the end, and
yeah. Yeah.
um, so and I was deciding on whether to do that or whether to do just a Doctor Mask comic, and
Yeah.
um, because my plan has been all along is to, like, in this next one, is to write stories and then slowly pick up different Poe characters to be in those stories.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So the next one that I've almost completed is got Hop Frog and uh, I can't remember, Tripetta, the two characters from the story Hop Frog.
Okay.
Um, they were they're dwarves that um, get abused and then they get their revenge. That's a great story. You should read it. Uh,
Nice. I'll look for that one.
I always, I always, I always tell people to do the oval portrait because it's so short. You know,
Yeah,
it'll take
but
you like 15 minutes to read it. So,
I mean, with a title like Hot Frog and a sales pitch with two dwarves that are abusing get their revenge, like,
well, what I give very few Poe adaptions any credit,
Mhm.
but the Vincent Price one for Mask of the Red Death is pretty good, and they took Hot Frog and kind of stuck it into that movie. So you get
Nice.
the Mask of the Red Death and you get Hot Frog, and it goes well together. So,
Hmm. I have
but
to look that one up too. I mean, who doesn't like a good Vincent Price? Like,
not me. I love Vincent Price, man. He's my favorite. But
um, yeah, what's the the zombie one that got remade with Will Smith? I get, but
oh
vampires
yeah,
and
yeah.
like they
Uh,
keep changing it.
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched that one with him.
the last man on Earth. Yeah,
Yeah, good
yeah,
stuff.
that's a good one.
But so yeah, if you have yet to check out the campaign and back it, and you're watching now, or how much longer on Kickstarter are we gonna be able to get this stuff?
I don't. Oh, how long before fulfillment, or before I
Yeah,
get my money?
or just, yeah, whenever the pledging is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. So I'm
Okay,
assuming I gotta wait till I get my money and then they'll open up the late pledges on Kickstarter. So
so
maybe like within a week. But
so
that's why it doesn't make any sense to me, is because it's like you're pushing it and then people go there, but then all of a sudden you stop and then what? You have to start over again, It doesn't,
yeah.
because it's shut off. So I'm like,
Mhm.
that's why I've been just telling her, but just go to Fund My Comic. That's what you're gonna get anyway. There's
Yeah,
nothing any different,
yeah. But
So
yeah, you get out there, get over there, film a comic, linked in the chat as well as in the description, and get yourself some Poe. Get some uh, culture. Get some literacy going on.
do
You know,
yourself a favor and read
yeah.
some Poe today.
So I want to thank you for coming on my little stream, talking comic books, talking Poe, talking just having a good. I enjoyed our conversation. It was good talk, and I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
And like I said, if you ever want to talk about the music and movies and stuff, you're more than welcome
I'll
back.
let you know.
We'll get through those as well.
All right.
But everyone in the chat, thanks for showing up and joining in and the conversation as well. Like I said, I think next week, I do believe is Dave Brink is going to be joining, and we're talking music. So I got
I'm
some.
on Dave Brick's channel tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that. That's right. I got some songs to look up. He's from where is he from? So somewhere in Northern Europe.
Okay.
Um, one of these, but a couple of the songs have titles that I don't know what those mean. So so I'll be listening to those, and we'll be talking about those next week. I do believe going back to regular time, 8:30. So hope
Hopefully
you
you
all
have
join us then.
subtitles.
What's that?
So hopefully you have
Yeah,
subtitles.
yeah. But and then you'll learn a little more about Dave Brink as well. So um, again, thanks for showing up. Thanks for sharing and letting people know a little bit more about your what got you into comics, what inspires you,
Yeah.
um, and some funny lines. I love the lines. But we will see you guys next time. See you and on X and those other places. So